Okay, guys, Panzer J back here in Operation Champ. We're up to turn 18, January of 1945. So I talked to Categoric Cow yesterday, and he's not going to be able to get his Italian turnout until later tonight. So he just gave me a brief description of what moves the Italians engaged in, and I've updated the board accordingly. So I'm going to be able to go ahead and do the U.S. turn now. So as far as Italian moves, there was no combat. For purchases, he moved his two battleships up to stage 2 on the production chart. And that spent 10, and then he saved the rest. So he has 12 next turn. And the only non-combat was he moved his transport with the 2 infantry from 48 to 46. And that should be the Italian turn. So on to the U.S. KMT 18.7. One other thing is there's going to be a major battle for the first time in the war, a major naval engagement. And Madman Dan didn't get back a hold of me to let me know what his casualty order is going to be. So hopefully I'm just going to take the least defending unit to the highest, and hopefully we get his casualty order correct for him. Okay, so on to the U.S. turn. We have 6 tech rolls. So we're going to go for heavy armor, which is 8 or higher, and that's not on the board. Heavy bombers, 9 or higher at stage 3. Long-range aircraft, 8 or higher at 7 or higher at stage 3. Advanced anti-submarine warfare, stage 2, 7 or higher. Radar, stage 2, 7 or higher. And attack transport, stage 1, 8 or higher. So those are going to be our 6 attempts. So let's start with heavy armor at an 8 or higher. And a 10, we got that. Heavy bombers, 9 or higher. A 9, we got that. So we finished off heavy bombers. Long-range aircraft, 7 or higher. A 10, we got that finally. Advanced anti-submarine warfare, 7 or higher. 4, we missed that. Radar, 7 or higher. A 9, we got that. And attack transports, 8 or higher. An 8, we got that. So I think we were 0 for 6 last turn and 5 for 6. That was a huge turn for us. So we got on the board with heavy armor. We finished off heavy bombers. We finished off long-range aircraft. And I do believe that now finishes off the tech. Radar moved up to stage 3, and attack transports moved up to stage 2. So at this point, I don't care if I hit another tech roll. We got the 2 we needed. So good deal there. Okay, so on to purchases. So I was convoyed by the Japanese for a couple dollars, so that left the U.S. at $96. So we were going to buy 14 militia for $2 a piece. That's 28. 2 tactical bombers for 22. That's 50. 2 fighters for 20. That's 70. 2 Marines for 8. That's 78. We are going to go ahead and pay 2 stages of battleship for the British for 10. That's 88. And that's obviously being lend-leased. And then we're lend-leasing the Free French and air transport for 8. That's our 96. So our full 96 there. For the KMT, they have 11, and they're going to spend 10 of it. We're going to purchase 3 militia for 6 and an artillery for 4, so that's 10. So on to combat. So I have 3 for sure and then a 4th, which I'll leave that up to you guys if it can be done or not. So, okay, one of them over here in South America is just a walk-in. So we are going to go into Colombia. Didier had mentioned in Categoric Cow's video that Colombia only had an infantry, not an infantry and a militia. And the infantry had attacked Panama and was defeated. So Colombia should be empty. So this artillery and these 2 cavalry from the Amazons are going to go over 1 and take Colombia. And that's worth $1, I believe. Okay, that's going to be 1 battle. The second one that I'm not sure of. So if you look at on the U.S. Sheet for United States income determined actions. Let me see where I'm at here real quick. Once you reach 50 IPPs as the United States, which we're well over that, it says may engage in combat with German and Italian forces in sea zones within 2 zones of the U.S. East Coast without a declaration of war. So this Italian transport is now within 2 sea zones, 1, 2 of the East Coast of the United States. So I believe I can attack that transport without declaring war on Italy. So if I can, then this fighter in Washington, coming from an air base as well, is going to go 1, 2, and take out that Italian transport. If it's not allowed, then obviously, then that's null and void. But that's the second attack, if that is correct, my interpretation of that. A third battle is going to be down here. This is the first major naval engagement of the war, at least here in the Pacific. So Madman Dan has this fleet down here in Sea Zone 145. So I'm going to bring over my entire fleet from 134, and that's going to come down 1, 2, 3. And then this sub in 144, advanced sub, is going to come over 1, and this advanced sub in 147 is going to go 1, 2. So those two will join. So my fleet is going to consist of, I've got it set up over here because I need the battle boards for this this combat. So there's 2 advanced subs that came over. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 light cruisers. We've got, I dropped 1 destroyer on the floor, but so there's 2, 4, 5 destroyers. 2, 4, 6, 7 heavy cruisers, and an additional 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 advanced subs. So for the United States, we're going to have 12 advanced subs, 5 destroyers, 4 light cruisers, and 7 heavy cruisers. And Madman Dan, let me pick up that destroyer I dropped real quick. Put that on the board. Madman Dan is going to have 2 fleet carriers defending at 2s. He has 1 fighter, and that's going to be a 6. He's got 1 light carrier at a 1. He's got 4 transports that don't engage in the combat. He's got 4 destroyers. He's got 4 light cruisers. He's got 2 heavy cruisers. He's got 1 battle cruiser. And then he's got 5 battleships. 2 are regular and 3 are fast. So altogether, Madman Dan will have a light carrier, 2 fleet carriers, 4 destroyers, 4 light cruisers, 2 heavy cruisers, a fighter, a battle cruiser, 5 battleships, 2 are regular, 3 are fast. So that is battle number 3. And then battle number 4 is over here in Honshu. So Madman Dan attacked me in Kyushu from Honshu last turn. I was able to hold on to Kyushu, and then he moved the rest of his units into Tokyo. So Honshu should just have 2 militia. That should be all that's guarding Honshu. So what we're going to do is we're going to take most of the units here in 90. So I'm going to leave behind a coastal sub and leave behind a destroyer. They're going to stay behind. The rest of this fleet in 90 is going to go 1, 2, 3. Okay. And on the 2 transports that's part of that fleet, these 2 Marines are going to be dropped into Honshu. This infantry is just along for the ride for now. I've got 4 battleships that were in that fleet, so 2 of them are going to shore bombard. And then we're going to have, we got 5 jets on light carriers in both of these sea zones, 56 and 38. So they're going to each move 1 to attack Honshu. And then we're also going to have, it's a little bit of overkill, but we're also going to have our 2 medium bombers from Hokkaido come down 1 or 1-2 if they have to cross that. That's a narrow strait, but let's say it's 2, a movement of 2. So we'll have 2 Marines being offloaded, 5 jet fighters, 2 medium bombers, 2 shore bombards of the battleship against those 2 militia. And I didn't see if Madman Dan, he does have a single fighter in Tokyo if he does want to scramble. If he does, we can adjust for that. So those are going to be our 4 battles. So, and that is it. Nothing for the KMT. So over here, we'll go ahead and do our walk-in. So the artillery and the 2 cavalry walked into Columbia. So that's up $1 and down $1. So let's go down $1 for the Germans to 50 and up $1 to 81 for the United States. Okay, battle number 2. It should be, again, if it's allowed, this fighter takes out that defenseless transport. So that should take out those Italian units. But again, if you guys know for sure, you can double check and let me know in the comments. Okay, and then we've got our 2 battles over here. So I'm going to go ahead and do the easier battle first, Honshu. So Honshu is mountainous, so the 2 Marines will be attacking at a 1. The 2 militia, because of Japanese home territory, get a +1, so they'll be defending at 3s. So let's go ahead. First, I've got a shore bombard with 2 battleships at 4. So let's go ahead and do those 2. And we got a 3 and a 7, so we got 1 hit. So 1 militia is dead. So now we've got our 5 jet fighters at 8. So let's do those 5 first. We just need 1 hit here. Wow. Lucky we only need 1 hit. We got a 3, a 6, a 9, a 10, and an 11. Let's just do our 2 medium bombers at 7s. An 8 and a 9. We missed on those. And our 2 Marines at 1s. A 2 and a 10. So I think we killed the militia, but it was a lot closer than it should have been. Okay, so now he's got 1 militia left at a 3 and a 4 misses. So we take Honshu there with 2 Marines, and that's worth $2. So let's go ahead and move Japan down to 5, and the U.S. goes up to 83. Okay, so now on to the big battle. So I have subs, but no first strike capability because Madman Dan does have destroyers, and he has no subs. Wouldn't matter, I have destroyers as well, so that would negate. So no first strikes. So let's go ahead. We have 5 destroyers first. So let's go ahead and get 5 dice. So I need a 4 or less here with my 5 destroyers. And it looks like we got 2 4s, a 2, a 6, and an 8. So 3 hits. So let's go ahead, and I'm using dice here that were provided to me by Global War 36 enthusiast. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. So we'll keep track of the hits there. So that's 3 hits. Okay, so now we got 12 advanced subs, and we do have target select on these with a 1. So let's do 6 and 6 here. And we need a 4 or less, and again, a 1 is target select. And it looks like we got a 6, a 9, a 12, 2 3s, and a 1. So we did get 1 target select and 3 more total hits. So let's find the 6 on this dice. Okay, so there's a 6. And I'll put this one off to the side that I know for I got a target select. Okay, so we've got 6 more advanced subs. And we've got a 12, a 10, a 6, a 1, a 2, and a 3. So we've got 3 more hits with 1 more target select. So we'll put that up to a 9, and we'll put this one up to a 2. So we got 2 target selects there. Okay. So then on to our light cruisers. So these hit on a 5 or less, and I got 4 of them. Wow. 2 3s, a 2, and a 6. So 3 more hits. So that's up to 12, and I didn't even get, and there's 1. And where's the 2 on this one? A 2. So that's 12 hits. And then we've got 7 heavy cruisers, and these are at 6 or less. Okay, so we got 7 6s, and we got a 7, 11, and 12 missed, but then 2 4s and 2 2s hit. So that's 4 more hits. So that's up to 16. So I should have gotten 16 hits on round 1 with 2 targets select. So let's go ahead, and I should have grabbed some dice here real quick for Madman Dan's hits. So let me see what we got. Okay, just in case he gets... Okay, so first, Madman Dan has a light carrier at a 1. Wow, and a 1 hits. So that starts out wonderful for me. Okay, so Madman Dan will use these red dice for his hit. So he's got a 1 hit there. Then he's got 2 fleet carriers at a 2 or less. And another, a 1 and a 12. So there's a second hit. Okay. He has 4 destroyers. So these are 4 or less. Wow, we're both running hot for the hits here. So 2 9s, a 1, and a 2. So that's 2 more hits. So that's up to 4. He has 4 light cruisers at a 5 or less. 6, 8, 7, and a 12. So it looks like he missed with his light cruisers. He then has 2 heavy cruisers and a fighter, all 6s. And a 4 and 2 7s, so 1 more hit. So that's up to 5 hits for Madman Dan. He then has a battle cruiser at a 7 and an 11 misses. And then he's got a total of 5 battleships. Now the fast battleships and regular battleships all defend to 8, so that doesn't matter. So he's got 5 8s. Wow. That's a hit, even though it's a little cocked, but he got 2 10s, an 11, a 12, and an 8. So he definitely cooled off the last part of this battle. So he got 1 more hit. So that's going to be 6 total hits for Madman Dan. Okay, so 16 hits I've got to take off of him with 2 target selects. So for the target selects, I get 2. I'm going to take 1 of his fast battleships on both hits. So it's the first hit would damage it. The second one would kill it off. So that's 2. So we've got 14 more hits for Madman Dan. So we'll take the light cruiser for 1. They'll take the 2 fleet carriers. They get 2 hits apiece. So that's another 4. So that's up to 7 hits. Take his, well, I'm not sure if I take all his destroyers, if I can then have first strike. I don't believe once the battle has started. So I'm going to take all 4 of his destroyers. And then what are we up to? So up to 2, 4, 6, 10, 11. So we need 5 more hits. Let's say that we damage 2 regular battleships, so they go down to 6s. Let's say we damage his 2 fast battleships and take a heavy cruiser. So let's see. We took 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So those should be the 16 hits with a 2 target select. So Madman Dan should have left 3 heavy cruisers at 5, 4 damaged battleships at 6. 2 of them are fast, 2 of them are regular, a fighter at 6, 2 heavy cruisers at 6, and a battle cruiser at 7. Okay, so I need to take 6 hits off of myself. So I'm going to go ahead and take 6 advanced subs. So there's 2 and 4. So those will be my 6 hits. Okay, so now on to round number 2. Okay, so we should be down to 5, 6. So we're down to 6 advanced subs. Okay, and we need a 4 less here, and again, a target select of 1. And we've got an 11, 6, 12, 8, a 1, and a 3. So 2 total hits, and 1 is target select. So we've definitely done good with the target selects there. Okay, so on to our destroyers. We've got 5 destroyers at a 4 or less. And we've got a 7, 10, 2 4s, and a 2. So 3 more hits. So that's going to be up to 5. We then have 4 heavy cruisers or 4 light cruisers at a 5. And we got a 10, 9, 12, and a 2. So just 1 more hit there. So that's up to 6. And then we've got our 7 heavy cruisers. So these 7 all hit on a 6 or less. And we've got 2 8s, a 9, 2 5s, and 2 4s. So 4 more hits. So that's going to be 10 total hits for me this turn. If I can find the 1 on this dice. Okay. So that's 10 total hits here on round number 2. Okay, so Madman Dan has 3 light cruisers at 5s. And he got a 3, 8, and a 12, so 1 hit. So we got 1 hit for Madman Dan there. Okay, and then he's got 4 damaged battleships, 2 heavy cruisers, and a fighter. So these 7 are all 6s. Wow. A 1, a 7, an 8, a 9, 2 11s, and a 12. So just 1 more hit for Madman Dan. Sorry, Dan. Okay, so now he has just his battle cruiser at a 7 left, and a 1 does hit. Okay, so he got 3 total hits on me that turn. Okay, so he needs to lose 10. So let's see what he's got left over here. So let's take off his 3 light cruisers. So that's 3 hits. 2 heavy cruisers. That's 5. A fighter is 6, and the 4 damaged battleships. So he will have a battle cruiser left. So he's got 1 unit left. Okay, I need to take 3 units off. So I'm going to take 3 more advanced subs. Okay, so we have now got, on round 3, 3 advanced subs left at a 4 or less. No hits. We've got 5 destroyers at a 4 or less. We got a 4, 5, 9, 10, and 12. So 1 hit. So that should finish off his battle cruiser. But let's just roll the rest of these to make sure. Okay, we've got 4 light cruisers at a 5. And a 5, 8, and 2 10s. So there's 1 more hit. So that's 2 hits on this round. And then we've got our 7 heavy cruisers at a 6. And we got 3 9s, an 11, a 4, 5, and a 3. So we should have gotten, I believe, 5 hits, and we only needed 1 on this round. Dan's battle cruiser at a 7, 12 misses. So that finishes off the battle cruiser, and then his 4 transports now defenseless. They go down to the bottom of the ocean as well. So we should have won that major naval engagement, and we've got 3 advanced subs, 5 destroyers, 4 light cruisers, and 7 heavy cruisers left from that battle. Okay, so that is it for combat. So non-combat, I'm going to fly my plane, my fighter, that went down here to Sea Zone 46. That went 1, 2, 3, 4, fly back to Washington, D.C. And that is it for this side of the map. Over on this side, we've got... okay, so down in this sea zone here in 90, 2 transports came up. Now, the 2 Marines got dropped off in Honshu. There was 1 infantry, and that infantry is going to get dropped off here in Kyushu. Also, I had in this fleet a light carrier with a tactical. So it went 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's going to land in Kyushu. We are going to take one of our 4 transports, naval transports up here, and that's going to pick up these 2 infantry that are in Hokkaido and drop them off in Kyushu. So they're still staying right there in the same sea zone. Let's see. We've got 5 jet fighters that attacked Honshu. So all 5 of them are going to land in Kyushu. They went 1 into Honshu, 2 down there to Kyushu. Our 2 medium bombers are going to fly back to Hokkaido. And I think that's it for units here in... we're actually going to take 2 of these light carriers in 38, and they're going to come over 1 to 56. Okay, and then we've got 10, let me get this dice tray out of the way. We've got 10 battleships off of San Francisco. So they are going to go 3 because they're at a major base. So they're going to go 1, 2, 3 and be in Sea Zone 40. And then we've got our Strat bomber from San Francisco is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and land in Hokkaido. And I believe that is it for non-combat. One more. We're going to go ahead and move our naval transport here in 52. We're going to come down 1 to 81 to be protected by that British fleet there. And that should be it. Okay, so on to unit placement. So we've got 14 militia. So let's grab a couple of these. So we're going to place 2 here in the southeastern United States. It has a point value of 2. We're going to place 2 in New Orleans. That also has a point value of 2. We're going to place 2 down here in Texas. And that has a point value of 3. We're going to place 1 in the Carolines. 1 in Washington, D.C., 1 in the Northeast, 1 in New York, and 1 in New England. Okay, that leaves us 3 militia. 1 down here in Cuba, 1 down here in eastern Mexico, and then 1 here in Panama. Okay. Then we've got, let's see, we got 2 tactical bombers, and we're going to come over here, and we're going to place those 2 tactical bombers in this minor factory in Kyushu. We got 2 Marines, and we're going to place those in our minor factory up here in Hokkaido. Let's see, what else? We got our 2 fighters, forgot about those. So we're going to place one in this minor factory in Texas, and the other one in the major factory in New York. And then we got our 2 Lend-Leased units. So the British battleship that we paid 2 production chart spots for, that'll be put down there on at stage 2. And then finally, the Lend-Leased French naval transport can leave any of our major factories here on the East Coast, come down through the Atlantic, go over here to Morocco, and then rail into northern Algeria. So that should be it for the U.S. On to the KMT. We've got 3 militia, and we're putting those in Nanking. So 3 militia there. And our 1 artillery we're going to place in Yunnan. Okay, so now on to income. So the U.S. is up to $83. We spent everything we had. So 83 plus our $12 bonus is 95. And then let's go ahead and get some dice for the wartime economy. So 95 plus 8, 103. So what do we have over here? 96, so we need another 7. So 103 for the United States. The KMT is at 10, and they saved 1, so they're 11. So 103 for the United States, and 103 for the United States, and 11 for the KMT. So now on to the moment of truth. We'll see if the game ends. So last turn it was a 1 through 3. Now the die roll did increase to a 1 or a 2, but Calcutta was taken back by Hambone. So the only major power capital that is enemy occupied right now is Paris. So it's going to be a 1 through 3 again. So a 1 through 3, we end the game. A 4 through 12, it continues. 3. So that's it. The game comes to an end. So I was going to do a recap for you guys, my units, but since the game came to an end, no need for that. So I will do a recap video of the game itself here. I believe that the Comintern are going to come out on top here. I believe the Allies are just a few behind here. So I think it's going to end up being a Comintern victory, but I wasn't prepared for this, honestly. I didn't think the game was going to end. So hope you guys enjoyed watching. It's taken a little while, but it's been a very game up until this last turn here. All 3 factions were in double digits for victory points. So it was a really hard-fought, close game. So I'll be back with a recap video, and we'll see you guys later.